So today, we're going to be checking out the new gacha game called Outerplane. This game just got released a few days ago, and I'm always down to give new gacha games a try. We will be taking a look at what this game is about, see what they have in store for us, and if this is something that you might want to try. But before that, I do want to mention that this video is sponsored by Bluestacks. If you have been watching my channel for a while now, you would know that I'm a big fan of this emulator. They have very useful features such as eco mode, a multi-instance feature, and fully customizable controls for both keyboard and controller. Bluestacks will make it easy for you to run mobile games on PC with the best performance possible. If you want to try Outerplane on PC today, you can do so by checking out my link in the description below. Now back to the video. So first up, what even is Outerplane? So basically, Outerplane is a turn-based character collector game that is very similar to other games like Epic 7, Eversoul, and King's Raid. This game is published by Smilegate, which is a company that you might be familiar with if you have played games like Epic 7, and maybe even the different MMOs and FPS games under the same company. For this video, I'll be focusing more on the character designs, including the gacha system, the user interface, and as well as the gameplay loop for this game. So starting things off with the characters. This game has a big roster of characters, and each one actually has their own unique and awesome looking designs. The characters are also voice acted really well, and not to mention that a lot of these characters have sick animations for their ultimate attacks. You have characters like Valentine, who is a mafia boss type character. You also have this character Fenrir, who sort of reminds me of Ghislaine from Mushoku Tensei. And they also have other characters with their own gimmicks and themes. And as far as my experience in combat, a lot of these characters will actually work just fine. Of course, some characters will be stronger than others, but if you have a team with at least one healer and one shielder, you can pretty much make any character work. So if let's say that you have one character that you always want to use because you simply like how they look, then you should be able to do so for the most part. Now moving on to the gacha, because obviously, this is how you're getting the majority of your characters. Each pool will cost 150 ether, or basically their premium currency. And at the start of the game, especially because they have a lot of launch events going on, you will be able to get a ton of these with no problem. And speaking of, I will have a couple of codes up on the screen, and I will also have that in the description below, so you can just copy the codes and get some juicy rewards. But circling back to the gacha system, as you can see, they currently have two rate-up banners going on. One banner is for Rin, and the other one is for Valentine. Of course, you can go for whichever one that tickles your fancy, but if you are a meta player, I would suggest that you go for Valentine because she is simply one of, if not the most broken unit in the game. Additionally, their gacha also has a token system similar to other games like Nikkei, where you can get one token for every pull that you do. So if you get unlucky and not get the rate up character within 200 pulls, you will be able to get them from the shop. You have a 1.2% chance to get a regular 3-star drop, which is the highest rarity in the game, and you also have a 0.8% chance to get the rate up character in the banner. So a 2% drop chance for a premium unit is, I would say, decent. Because you have other gacha games that even go up to 4%, but considering that this game is more on the generous side, especially in the beginning, then I would say that it's not a big issue. I also want to mention that at the beginning of the game, they actually have a beginner banner where you can pretty much pull for the 3-star unit that you want. You can keep rolling until you are satisfied with your 10 pull, and you can get 1 out of the 5 premium characters in the banner. You have Maxwell, Noah, Alice, Laplace, and Elisa. From what I've heard from other people who have been playing this game for a while in the Southeast Asian region, Noah is apparently the best one. But being the cultured player that I am, I actually went for Eliza, even if she's not that high on the tier list that I've seen. But overall, the gacha rates are decent for this game, and you have plenty of currencies to work with, especially if you're planning to reroll for the rate up characters in this game. Moving on, let's talk about the user interface. This is a big thing for me because if you were to play a game for a long time, you would want to at least have a somewhat clean or appealing UI because that's what you're going to be seeing and interacting with every single time that you play. And looking at the main screen, it's actually not that bad. You have your energy and currencies on top of the screen, you have the different activities and menus at the bottom, and the event and notifications have their own little section at the bottom right. And one feature that I like is that you can fully customize the character lobby. You can position the characters however you want, and even put them in weird places. Additionally, they also let you change the background music, which is nice, and you also have the option to change the background itself. But currently, we only have one background available. Moving on to the gameplay loop of Outerplane. Just like what I said earlier, this game is very similar to other games that you might have played or are still currently playing. Before you enter combat, you can form a team that consists of 4 characters. Each character, of course, has a different role, but aside from that, each character also contributes to a chain combo. So going for characters that link together is optimal. You also have your team's combat power to see if your team is good enough for the enemies that you're up against, so pretty standard stuff. Once you enter the battle, you will be able to use 3 of the skills for each of your characters. The enemy bar is on top of the screen, but the most important thing to keep in mind is the yellow bar underneath the HP bar. This is what they call a weakness gauge, which can basically be reduced by character abilities. And once you deplete the enemy weakness gauge, you will be able to deal more damage. You can tap and hold on the character's ability, and it will show you the weakness gauge reduction for the ability. Additionally, they also have the autoplay feature, which you should be able to unlock pretty early on. This is very useful because there will be a lot of times when you just want to get your combat dailies over with, so this comes in really handy. And when it comes to farming resources, just like every other gacha game, you have different modes where you can farm different resources for whichever one that you need. So for this one, this is where you can farm the gold, food, weapon accessories, armor, and you also have the different stones that you will need eventually. And for this one, this is basically like the Spiral Abyss if you have played Genshin Impact. But this actually goes up until stage 100. So as you progress in the game, you can get a ton of rewards, so that's really nice. So yeah, that's about everything I have for this video. This video is more like a first impressions, what you can expect type of video, to show you what this game has to offer at a surface level. So overall, I'm not really planning to main this game, but I would say that this game is very similar to Eversoul, where I just visit every now and then if I end up liking a character that they have. Hopefully you found this video useful, and hopefully I was able to give you an idea on what to expect when playing this game. And before I let you go, make sure to check out the link in the description below. And as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.